Okay, so welcome to everyone to a new episode of Voices of Hult. Today we're doing the kickoff of the Women's Month with our new guest, Marlena.
Yoo-hoo!
She is from Germany. She is our friend and part of our class. So Marlena, tell us about a little bit about you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Of course.
And happy Women's History Month to
Yes.
everyone listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm really happy to be here with you today. So, as Rafa already said, I'm Marlena. I'm from Germany, and my Hult journey actually started pretty early in the days, 2017, which was a century ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been with Hult for quite a while. I did my bachelor's in London. The BBA with the focus in management and finance. Yeah, and just probably to, lighten up the beginning a little bit and not just make it too professional right from the start.
Of course.
I'd like to share a little fun fact as well.
Oh, please do.
Which is a little awkward, I think.
It's never awkward.
I really love to knit. And a lot of people think that it's for grandmas,
No,
but
it's not.
I'm here to prove the opposite,
Oh my God, yesterday.
I was telling Lidia about a friend that's knitting all the time while we were watching Game of Thrones. And she was like, I need to start doing that. And
Yeah.
I think I want to do that too.
Yeah.
So I was like, you are not alone.
that's good. There's
we
something
feel
to
it.
it.
We definitely feel you, girl.
Yes.
This is a trend that we definitely will start on making, curtains of Voices of Hult in the background.
Let's bring it back.
Nice. Yes.
Nice.
Good idea.
So you were doing your thesis back in London. Tell us a little bit about that.
Exactly. So in the end of the bachelor's program, I chose, even though there were different options to choose from, but I went with the thesis, and I decided to write it on a managerial topic that is very, very heavily related with gender equity, though. And that kind of idea came into my mind the summer before my graduation. I was doing an internship at the time, and I read an article in a German newspaper saying that, women are still highly underrepresented in leadership. And I was like,
What?
no, it can't be. That's
What's going on?
no, that's a problem from the past. We don't have that anymore. We're cool now, Well, turns out I was wrong, because actually a week after that, I made my very first personal, experience. Exactly. So I was working at a company and was doing an internship, and it was the end of the internship, so I was kind of having my performance review and all of that, and they were like, yeah, you did really well, we really liked your work, it was really nice. Good contribution to the team. Also, we would really like to point out that was not just from the quality, but also your entire the whole package, also the outward appearance and everything. And then some really, really inappropriate comments followed on
Oh my God.
certain body parts. Yeah. And I was like,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know what to say. I pretty
course.
much just
Of course.
stared at them. And
That
I
was
like,
awkward moment in the way that
Yeah.
you're just okay, I am a full person, I'm not just a body, and I've even proved myself several times, as you showed before, that you have a great mind, so
Exactly.
can we just appreciate the work that I have
Correct.
done?
yeah. And if I was a man, I highly doubt they would have pointed out my strong arms or, whatever. Yeah.
Flexing there.
Exactly, right? So that was a really, really strange experience that really made me realize that, no, this is still a topic, and that, I would definitely have to focus more on it. I mean, as a woman wanting to, enter the business world relatively soon. So that led me to writing my bachelor thesis.
Which was?
It was about the creation of gender equitable business cultures.
Got it. Based on that experience that triggers everything, right?
Exactly. It was just for me at least, such a
Revealing.
revealing experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. Such a turning point when I really realized, okay, no, this discrimination against women is still an issue, Yeah, I was pretty blind before that, I have to say.
And where actually was that internship? In London, Germany, let's say?
So of course, I can't reveal too
No,
much, but I guess the
definitely.
country would be fine. Yeah, that was in Germany.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. No, because I wondered, this is definitely a topic that most of the people should still talk about a lot, but
Yeah.
like it's even based on the culture that there is behind, you know. And here standing at Hult, you can tell a lot, like the differences, like how sensitive some people might be on this topic or not.
Yeah.
So like you, well, we were talking about it, and that became like your passion, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I know.
Uh-huh.
You guys
We
know.
all know.
The whole class knows by now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hi, MIM students.
Your favorite hardcore feminist again.
So you wrote a paper about it. Nice. And that is how it started, right?
Yes, exactly. So after the bachelor thesis, when I was conducting my research, I just kind of felt that, you know, there was so much more that I needed to discover and write about and let people know. So I thought, okay, let's get in touch with the professor, ask him if he, you know, wants to do a research paper on it. And luckily he said yes. So together with another DEI expert, diversity, equity and inclusion expert,
Nice.
Here.
we developed a research paper, which was just recently published last summer in New York City at the AHFE conference.
Nice.
That sounds really important. I don't know.
My God.
That sounds really important.
Very academic too.
Congratulations.
My God, we are talking here with like
Exactly.
a super
Superwoman.
academic
Yeah, yeah,
woman here. Nice. And that's how you started to create like a website and trying to make this topic more sensitive, right? Can you
Exactly. Yeah, so of course I can tell a bit more about this because then again, from that point of view, you know, it was all academic, like
Yeah.
thesis paper. And what percentage of the population would actually read like academic papers? Not that many. And so I started the blog Our Generation. Feel free to check it out.
Follow here somewhere.
Where I'm really trying to just inform and reach as many people as possible to educate them about the topic. So, you know, when I was starting off alone, by the way. I was thinking of, okay, where do I want to go with this? So the kind of strategic goal behind of it was always, or still is for me, to really make this entire world a more gender equitable place. I want that women are treated fairly and equally to men. And then the mission, in order to accomplish that, I thought, okay, so we would kind of need to really make this a very present topic in the minds of people, right? So
Right.
I'm trying to, you know, on a daily basis, either talk about it or post about it. So to really increase awareness and make it as easy to digest as possible, because there are some terms being thrown around like patriarchy, misogyny, and so on, where people are like,
what is
Yeah,
this?
I think you're trying to create awareness of the
Yeah.
topic you're passionate about
yeah,
in the easiest way possible. And
exactly.
I also think now, as a MIM students, marketing students, you're actually using the skills you're learning now to create more awareness in different platforms, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
And I do really like the fact that you started with a thesis, as we were saying, then a paper, like super academic. But then, like, you realized, okay, how can I reach my target audience the way that I want to by sharing all of this and have an impact on their, you know, daily life, in a sense that just like, you know, giving small knowledge, like peels of knowledge, I would say, in your Instagram posts. And I was just looking at it and I loved it. I loved how even you put it out, like very easy and simple. And it's just like a gentle reminder of few terms, or even like if you're curious about some concepts and then like you express them clearly, few points, maximum 500 words inside like one in one post. So I really appreciate that, and allows everyone to really have a deeper understanding of what is going on without, you know, putting yourself reading or like, you know, it's still like a learning process, all of this.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, because the entire topic itself, a lot of people are either already tired of it, which we call gender fatigue, by the way, or,
Okay.
you know,
I'm learning a lot.
Exactly.
Thank you.
my pleasure. That's kind of my job, you know, besides being a full-time student. So, yeah, you know, I just want to make this as easy as possible, because the topic itself is already pretty like hard, and you know, it's not something that
repetitive for some
yeah,
people. They're
exactly.
like, well, this is going to be the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said that you started alone, and you started before with a blog, right? And a website, and then you, for yourself on Instagram, opened there an account. And how do you do it? Like, in a sense, are you with a team? Are you still working alone? How's the process
How
behind
you've
it?
connected with whole Boston now that you're here?
Yeah.
Have you find people with more like with the same passion or sharing the same mission that you have?
Yeah, so spoiler, I'm not working alone anymore, and I'm really, really happy to have a team now. I mean, they say teamwork makes the dream work, and there's really something to it.
Yeah.
If you're in the right team.
We know that.
So, yeah, I'm working with Shirley and Claudia, who are helping me a lot. Shout out to them, and thank you so much. I've met them here at Hult in Boston. They're also part of our marketing cohort.
Correct.
So, I mean, of course, marketing students are a great pool to choose from, because obviously, you know.
Peruvians.
And also, you know.
Both of them were Peruvians by any.
Side note.
By the way.
So, yeah, I'm working with them. They're helping me with the entire, like, editing and design and so on, because that's something that I'm still learning and need to improve on. So I'm just responsible for all the kind of content, the research behind it.
Correct.
And then they help me with putting it out there and making it look nice and so on, which is of course a super integral part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Like, it's not just like, as we were saying before, like just content. It's even the way that you deliver the content. And I think, like, again, like, I've already looked at your website, your even Instagram, and the way that, like, you know, sometimes you capture the attention of the audience, which is like in the social media is super, you know, volatile.
Yeah.
You can easily like stay there and say, oh, you know what, it's really appealing on the eye, but like, even, you know, has got a content to share. So I like this teamwork, as you're saying. Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's not just what.
Yeah.
It's about how.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing it great, because just people can recognize you and see you and see like your passion, like everywhere, I would say. Like at least everyone that knows you or everyone in our class, which is the people that you interact the most, you have that. So that's also nice. And connecting with this amazing team that you have met here in Boston, why or what's the difference between Hult London, Hult Boston? Tell me a little bit about your experience in both campus and how is that connecting right now?
Yes. So first of all, I have to say that I really enjoy the experiences on both campuses. So if you're like a future Hultian watching this, I can't really say that I like one more than the other. It's really, really nice, both of them. So I started off in London, and I was longer, like I was there for longer. I was there for 4 years, though half of a year was in the pandemic, so 3.5, let's say. And I was just 19 years when I started. It was like a very new experience. I have never like studied abroad or anything. So that was really, really, it was just nice for me to be in this environment of support and diversity, I would say, are definitely, and hands-on as well, are the three things that
and embracing
definitely...
different cultures at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe to go like even a step back, I said that I never studied in another country, but I have lived in another country before.
Exactly.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I know it all.
I was 16 years then, and I went to Ecuador, where I did an exchange year with Rotary. And that was when I first got in touch with, you know, so many different cultures. I mean, the Ecuadorian culture as well, which is something entirely different to the German culture.
Yeah.
And so after that, I went back to Germany, finished my A-levels, but Germany seemed too small and too easy after that experience. You know, once you've kind of went abroad, there's really no way that you would stay.
And still to a country with
borders.
really big difference from Germany. So it took you out of your comfort zone, and even just the language difference, that's a huge thing. It's a huge challenge
Yeah.
You decided to do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything was different, really.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Starting from the language as well, like I
I
bet
know.
that like German and Spanish are so different languages.
I couldn't
So-
understand any.
No, exactly.
I remember arriving at the airport in Ecuador, and my host family picked me up. And you know, I mean, I tried to learn a little Spanish before, like "Hola, cómo estás" and stuff like that. And they were like, "Hola, mijita," and then I started. I was like, "Is this Chinese?" You know, it was like really, really, ooh, okay. So yeah, went to Ecuador, discovered my love for different cultures, really wanting
Nice.
to continue that in the studies, of course, as well. So I decided to study abroad, and Hult really seemed like a great place for this goal. I knew that it should be English speaking, just because it's business and
Correct.
Yeah.
would make
Study,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I went to London, did my BBA there, and then because go
I've heard you were a really good student there. Yeah, you were working hard.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, I do like to work hard, so it comes to me relatively easy, I think. I like to accomplish things and work for them myself.
Nice.
But of course, still, I'd be lying if I said, I didn't do much or so. No, it was definitely challenging at times, and in the end, it really paid off to work hard for this, because I got a scholarship just because of my results there to do a master's program at Hult as well.
Nice. That's thankfully you're here. Therefore,
Absolutely, yes. I mean, otherwise I'd probably also be here,
yeah, no,
but
definitely, definitely.
it would have been under different circumstances.
Yeah.
So just a message to all the VBA
Yeah.
students: work hard is gonna pay off.
You can do
see?
that, definitely. And this is a real
Exactly.
example. This is a living
Absolutely.
example.
Everyone there in different campuses. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Boston.
Yeah, I mean, like, Hult, I like it as well because, beside all the internationality and all the different hands-on approach that you can have, it still, like, shows you that whatever you want to do it, you can do it. And, like, shows to you even by giving scholarships. I know so many people that received it, and of course, like different one for different reasons. And I really appreciate this because it's just like saying, okay, you know what? Everyone can do it, and I would love to have you inside this building, inside this school that is full of community, like very interesting, smart, and willing, wanting really to do things. So I really like even this aspect of Hult.
So then you flipped to Boston. Why you decided for Boston and not any other campus we have around the world?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty strategic, I'd say. So I knew that I wanted to do not finance and not management, like related things again. So I was like, okay, what else is there? And then I discovered the marketing program, and I also like being creative. I always liked the kind of combination of numbers and creativity, and marketing seemed like the perfect degree for this. And so I started looking, okay, where could I actually do this? And it's only offered in London or Boston. And since, I like getting out of my comfort zone and
Correct.
I've already been in London, why not like go even further away from home and try Boston? And yeah, I've really been loving it
Nice.
here.
Yeah, I mean, like that could be like a huge step for someone, but you have already like put yourself outside your comfort zone before, like with Ecuador. And of course, like there might be some cultural shocks, but still, like from a person coming from Germany, London, living in London, and now coming here to Boston, like of course, like the cultural shock is still there, but definitely like more easy and still going out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, and I'm so happy you made the decision. You were on my first group. And
Yeah,
I think
we were in a
did
group
great.
so many times.
So many times. I don't know why, but I'm happy. I'm happy.
I'm very happy as well with this. Yeah.
And it happens also like a little fact of our class. I would say 80% of the class are women's, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think, in the first
It
day.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It's funny. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, basically, like the first days they have introduced like our course and they show the different nationalities that there are. And like we are a group of 70, 80
Around.
something.
Yeah.
And they showed the nationalities that there are around 40 different nationalities in a group of 70, which is like amazing.
Just one class.
Yeah, exactly. And then like, they would say, well, and about the, the differences between gender, well, we do have 80%, or was it like 75?
Yeah, it was like something around
right?
that. And I was like,
Well,
Hold on.
well, that is true.
yeah, exactly.
And of course, no surprise, like the finance cohort was flipped the
Yes.
exact other way
Yeah.
around. So,
Correct.
you know,
I wonder though why there is like this
I don't
big
know.
distinction though.
check out the blog and you'll find out.
Oh,
You see.
oh my God. Yeah. I mean,
She's even explaining us that. Come on.
finance
I love
people, MIM people, take a look because I still don't know, so I'm gonna check that out. Because I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, I was like, I just don't understand.
And since like you already explained it to the blog, would you mind like teaching even us and our audience as well, like what would be that little concept as you want to?
Of course, I think at the core of this is something that we call implicit gender bias. And it's what is happening in our subconscious mind,
Okay.
which is actually like the majority of things that are happening subconsciously, right? And so it starts when we're born and raised in certain ways. And I know that it has become better. I'm not denying that. But a lot of parents still raise their sons and daughters in very, very different and very stereotypical ways.
Makes
So,
sense.
you know, the daughters are often expected to be a bit more like nice and silent and, like draw and be creative and stuff like that. Whereas guys are like, no, like you have to be good in maths and, you have to be, aggressive, kind of dominant, that more of like a mindset, don't cry and stuff like that. And so, if we look at marketing and finance, then we can see this reflected in the degrees, right? Marketing is more, it also has to do with numbers, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Today we had like marketing metrics and analytics, which is like all about numbers. Well, not all about it, but it was like, woohoo, okay.
So there is that aspect as well. But it's also definitely about being creative, and designing nice things and so on. And that is often something that automatically, we would think that it would be like for women or girls.
Like
Whereas,
you need to fit there or
numbers,
something.
whereas like the numbers and maths, that would be more associated with guys in general.
Well, I encourage all the girls to do finance.
Exactly.
And all the boys to do marketing.
Yeah.
Doesn't have anything to do with gender.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
We
And
can also be
encouraging-
dominant in marketing.
Yeah.
And women can also be really good with numbers. So.
Yes.
Exactly.
And encouraging all the parents to start raising their
Yes.
kids more equally, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
probably like
Yeah,
the most foundational
that's a
thing.
Good, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But that's why again, like we should sensibilize, like the
Since you, yeah, that's not.
English is not our
obviously not our
first
first language.
Still, I guess that everyone got like what I was trying to say.
Yes.
But like to make more this topic sensible for everyone, so like we can start to learn about it and change our present right now. But yeah, actually that's why we are even doing different careers. For example, Rafael and I are gonna do like Amban. So hopefully we're gonna see a little bit of a gender diversity
You're
there.
gonna see, and in summer also,
Exactly.
something's gonna happen with our class. We're
Exactly.
gonna have people from every
Yeah.
campus.
Yes.
That's cool. I'm not going anywhere, but there's a lot of people coming here. so-
Yeah.
It's going to be really
Boston.
interesting to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that
definitely.
Boston is one of the main attraction because here is like the main campus. So I'm super excited to see, all the different people as well, like from knowing all around here.
Okay, so to start wrapping up this amazing episode, kicking off the Women's Month, I have one question our last guest made for you,
Okay.
and then you're gonna have the chance to ask one question to the next one.
That's
and the
our tradition now.
Yes, our tradition. now,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
The question of the last guest was, what will you do to put yourself out of the comfort zone in the next 5 days?
And then you have to do it, huh?
In the
Careful,
next
careful.
5 days.
They are asking proofs, like,
Ooh
and
la
then
la.
I want to see
I'm going to say.
that happening.
So I have to record a video doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, and tagging Voices of Hult and saying, this is what the guys made me do.
Exactly.
So it has to be
Okay.
doable. It has to be, measurable as well. And it's in
Is
5 days.
this marketing?
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's a smart goal.
Smart
It's a
goal.
smart
If
goal.
it doesn't get managed, okay. Oh la la. Okay, so I think I want to answer this in 2 parts then. First of all, because everyone's always talking about getting out of their comfort zone, I really think there's something to it, like to not get out of your comfort zone all the time. I think it's also nice to just stay in your comfort zone from time to time to recharge, you know?
Yeah.
So having said that, what I'll do to get out of my comfort zone in the next 5 days. Actually, and this is probably a bit contradicting because I'm being very like conversational now, but to start conversations, I'm definitely finding it hard. So it's not really easy for me. And so maybe something I can do to improve on that is to start conversations in elevators. I mean, recording that for proof would be really awkward.
Oh, yeah. Well, hi. How are you?
You know, but I mean, at least for me, that would be definitely out of my comfort zone because I think we all know the situation when you're just there in the elevator and you're trying to bear the awkward
And
silence.
You just grab the phone like
Yeah, exactly.
doing nothing.
You're like, don't look at me.
The calculator. Yeah. Calculator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You do that.
No, I saw a TikTok.
Definitely he does not do that. I'm
I
telling
know
you.
I'm talking like, hi, how's your day? And they're like,
That's his comfort zone.
sorry, I'm on my calculator. I'm sorry.
No, but like, I mean, honestly, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Like
Yeah,
when you start,
finally.
how are you? The worst thing is like, good.
Good.
Okay.
Well,
You're done.
I tried.
Okay, exactly. So
Well,
that's
good.
something I can do.
We're gonna trust you. We're gonna ask you in a few days.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Thank
tell us, and we're gonna trust you.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank
And even our target audience can even reply on the comments as well.
I
So
saw her
tell it.
talking on the elevator.
Oh
You could
my
just, like, make some
god, I've
comments.
seen it.
Perfect. We're gonna have some spice
Nice.
around.
Exactly.
So now feel free to make a question for our next guest.
Which you don't know who she or he will be.
Okay, yes. So since we started kicking off Women's History Month, maybe something related to women. Surprise, surprise. So maybe how about if you could have dinner with a person, living or dead, and it must be a woman,
Okay.
who would it be?
Interesting.
Interesting.
I want to say, like, what would you reply?
I'd probably either go with Audrey Hepburn or Michelle Obama, just because I think they both have been such icons. And I mean, Michelle Obama, you know, with the whole feminist topic as well, even more than Audrey Hepburn, probably also because of the, you know, time that she's living in. So yeah, either one of that. I'd find it really, really interesting to see what they have to say.
Yeah, and I
What
do
about
believe
you guys?
actually for me it's Michelle Obama as well.
Yeah?
mostly because I was thinking
Woman power.
Yeah, I was thinking as well Cleopatra because I don't know. I always have been like amazed by what she has done during that time for being like, you know, a woman in such a masculine era still is impressive. Might be half legend, might be half reality. Still, it's
You'll
impressive.
see
In my
in that.
Exactly. I will tell you more about it when I'm gonna meet her.
Let us know.
But you know, like language barrier, I guess. So I'm gonna go with Michelle Obama. I don't know Arabic.
I would say I would choose. So I've only met one of my grandmas and one of my grandpas because they passed away before. So I would choose the grandma I never got to meet.
Nice.
Just have one dinner or lunch conversation, just getting to know her, I would say.
It was
Yeah.
nice.
I like it.
Very nice.
Don't be sad.
I'm definitely not sad.
It's a happy.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is. Definitely it is. Nice.
So thank you, Marlena, for being here. We're gonna
Thank you very
pass your question to our next guest.
Thank you.
Things are coming. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Women's Month are coming strong. So,
Yes. Here we're gonna
Best
go.
month.
well, see you next time.
Thank you very much
so
for listening. Bye.